Hi guys. So how to do blood test properly? So this is something a lot of you folks don't know. In fact, I don't think a lot of even doctors mention this. So this is something very important. To get the correct values on a blood test, you need to do it in a certain way. So there are some pointers for this. Number one, a fasting blood test requires 8 to 12 hours of fasting. 10 hours, 12 hours, 11 hours, whatever it is. I would recommend 10 plus 10 to 12 hours would be ideal, at least of fasting. And fasting meaning you should not have anything except water. That would be the most ideal fast. So, if you are doing a fasting glucose or a fasting insulin in the morning, make sure that you are not having anything post your dinner tonight, and you can go taste it tomorrow. That will be a good. That will be the ideal way to do that. The other end is postprandial values, PP glucose, PP insulin, values that require you to test after food, say 2 hours after food, or even 1 hour, some cases 1 hour, let's say 2 hours after food. Most cases it is 2 hours. You need to have a proper meal. What does that mean? Right? I see a lot of people, including my father, go test when they have a PP test. They just go test, eat some whatever is available to them, like say two dosa, one idli, and they just okay. Did they have the meal? Yes, I had a meal. I just went and tested. My numbers are low. All is good. Who are you fooling? Yourself, and maybe even a doctor or practitioners like us. That's all. So unless you have a proper meal, which you are usually having, there won't be a change in insulin or glucose to that extent where the practitioner or doctor gets the proper idea of what is going on. You might be able to fool people. You can throw off people, but your real issue is still there. So I would suggest you do it after lunch or even any of your heaviest meal. I think lunch is the most heaviest meal for most people. So go after 2 hours after lunch. Just from the first bite of your food, just 2 hours after lunch, go get it tested. That is the best one, and have a proper meal. If you want to really test your tolerance level, have a proper just have a like a proper carb loaded meal. That will be even better. So you can know how much your body tolerates carbs, right? The point is to improve your tolerance, right? Another thing, hydration. You should drink a little bit of water before your blood test. If you are not drinking any water from overnight, that might throw your values off. On the other side, you should not drink too much water or either. If you drink less water, things like bun creatine ratio, things go off. And if you drink too much water, that is also a problem. That also throws away value. So drink a little bit, 1 glass, 2 glass of water before blood test. That's fine. Another thing another very important aspect of blood test is that you know you prepare it for the right way. So suppose you're doing a test like HSCRP or any of these inflammation markers. What is the condition? I don't know how many of you read this. If you go to the site of the labs, you read about the test, you will understand that preparation involves 24 to 48 hours of no workouts of physical activity. What does that mean? If I'm lifting heavy in the gym, I'm breaking my muscle fibers, and I'm testing my HSCRP tomorrow, there is certainly going to be an elevation because that is an inflammation. That is an inflammation. I brought it on myself to build my health, but the numbers doesn't know that. So that also puts away the values a lot. So make sure that you are not doing any strenuous activity when it comes to inflammatory markers like HSCRP. Another thing, if you are having an infection or an cold or fever or anything, then also these inflammatory markers, unless the doctor requested. If the doctor requested, he has seen something in this and he wants to understand. But if you are self-testing, test it when you are fine. Don't test it when you have a cold or a fever or anything. That won't give you the ideal results. If you want an analysis of your overall results, don't do that. If you want to understand specific things about what is going on at the moment, please do it. And the last point, or the most important of them, is supplements. So a lot of you ask, can I take this supplement? Can I not take this supplement? Ideally, some of these supplements do mess with your blood test results. Some of them don't. But ideally, I would ask you to stay away from supplements during at least the overnight. Things like omega 3, iron, these things can really impact your blood markers. Maybe not in a huge way, but at least for some of you, it might. And that will definitely give the wrong impression. You don't want this value to be very high and you suddenly, oh my god, what is happening? So don't do that. Same thing with fasting. If you are like fasting like 72 hours, 48 hours, and you're just going to test it the next day, that result is going to be off, especially the lipid profile. That is something I have to say. Another thing, avoid testing when you're traveling or you're having sleep, you're having some sleepless nights or whatever, because when you are traveling or sleep having less sleep, or when you are chronically stressed, for instance, let's say CAs during the end of the financial year, don't do that test, okay? Because your numbers are going to be off. May not be too much, but it will definitely be off to a slight degree. So this is another pointer I want to give. So I hope you get my point. Keep all these things in your mind when you're doing blood test. If you have any doubts, drop it in the comments below. I hope it helps. Bye.